All right, here we go, guys. Today's review is 13 questions, but the first 8 are super fast. You don't even need math to solve them. The first review today, it reviews all of section 2.1 about the functions, okay? And then tomorrow's review will review slope, parallel, perpendicular, and then the graphic. All right, here we go. So the first question says, determine if the following mapping diagram represents a function. So guys, just remember that important definition of a function. It says that when one number goes in, only one number can come out. So like if 2 goes in and 7 comes out, I don't want to plug 2 in later and now all of a sudden a 10 comes out. That's not a function. So this mapping diagram, you want to make sure that it's saying that each input only makes one number come out. So according to this, 5 only makes 2 come out, 7 only makes 0 come out, 8 only makes 1 come out, and 10 only makes 2 come out. So is this a function? Yeah, this is definitely a function. So the answer is yes. And then all you would have to do is click on the answer, because I think it's multiple choice. It says, yes, it's a function. So I'll move it up. Go ahead, Nick.
Is it in order? The same order like that?
In the exact same order. Yep, I did not shuffle the questions. So question number 1 for you guys will be this exact same question. All right? So when you go to pick, you'll just pick the one that says, yes, it's a function. Okay? All right, let's go to question number 2. All right, so again, another mapping diagram, and I have a typo here. I called it a function, but yet we're trying to figure out if it is a function. It should say relation or mapping diagram. All right, so look at this one. Determine if this mapping diagram represents a function, right? One number goes in, and he only makes one number come out. Guys, spoiler. Could this be a function? No. Who's killing it? Who's the bad guy here? 1. According to this, when 1 goes in, he could make a 5 or a 7 come out. That's not a function. So this is definitely not the mapping diagram of a function. You definitely don't want a double arrow coming away from one of your x's, from one of your inputs. So since this one makes 2 different numbers come out, this is definitely a no. So you would just click the button that says no, it's not a function. All right, we're going to click no, it's not a function, move on to the next question. All right, here we go. Look at question number 3. All right, question number 3 says, find the domain of the given relation. Does anybody remember who the domain was? It's either x or y. Who was domain? X, right? I think of alphabetical. D, R, X, Y. Domain are your x's, range are your y's. So guys, literally, if your relation is only made up of these specific points, then you only need these specific x's to make up its domain. So 5 is an x, 2 is an x, -4 is an x, 1 is an x, and then 0 is an x. You would literally just make a list of those x values, and those would be your domain. Now, it's going to be multiple choice. A math book will always list them in order from least to greatest. So you're just looking for whatever list has these 5 numbers on it from least to greatest, okay? So let me show you your options. Oops. So you're either picking these values or those values. These look like all the y values, which is clearly not the domain. And then these look like those numbers that we circled. So you would pick this option because that's the domain. Those are the x values of this relation. Okay? All right, let's look at question. You got to be careful. Watch the board so that we don't need answers.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're going to question number 4.
Question number 4, just watch the board. And then you want to stop it like, yeah, perfect. I know, it's okay. It's like, it's going to do it because my wrist, it's not as easy as it looks, okay? All right, so it says in this one, no, don't move. It says find the range of the given relation. So this time, we've given you the graph. So can you click on the graph? Just click on it, yeah. All right, so here it is bigger. So we want the range. The range are all of the y values that live on these specific dots. So just collect y values. Y values move up and down. I have 1, 2, 3 points with a y value of 1, but we don't list repeats. So you just list it once, number 1. I have 1 point with a y value of 2, and then I have 1 point with a y value of 3. So the range of this relation are these 3 y values, 1, 2, and 3. So you would just pick the one that had these 3 numbers as its range in a list. So you can click off the graph now. And then if you scroll up, it'll show them the answer. So now you would pick the list of numbers 1, 2, and 3. That is the range of this relation. So again, the beginning is nice and easy in the sense that we don't have to do any math to find these answers out. This is just all your knowledge of a function and a couple vocab words. All right, now we're going to question 5. Everybody at home, are we okay? Yeah, everybody here is good? All right, question number 5. All right, this one. This was one of the ones on the homework where a lot of people on Delta Math either text me that they didn't get it, or they actually just left the entire set of problems blank on Delta Math. I was shocked. We did these in our notes. I warned you guys. I wish the domain and range could always just be a list of numbers. However, when the dots are connected, there are so many x and y values that live on those lines, we couldn't possibly list them all. So I said to you guys, when the dots are connected, you're going to have to write your domain and ranges as sandwich inequalities, all right? Now we have a problem. I don't think that you guys, when you are working on quizzes, I don't think you have a less than or equal to or a greater than or equal to symbol. So I said, you're just going to have to use these two symbols, even if we were supposed to use those ones, because we just don't have access to them when you go to write your answer. All right, so here we go. Can you click on the graph? Just click on it.
Oh, click on it?
Yeah, because it'll make it stay.
Okay.
I apologize, the background is clear of this picture, so it's kind of overlapping, but we'll get the gist. So if we want the domain, we want all of the x values. X values go left to right. So tell me what's the farthest left x value this graph ever reached. If you can read it, I don't know. It looks like it's right there at an x value of -5. All right, and then what's the farthest right this graph ever went to? What's the farthest x value to the right that it reached? Now again, it doesn't have to be a dot to dot. It's literally what's the farthest left or right the graph ever touched. And in this case, it is an x value of 3. So that means the domain of this relation are all of the x values that live in between -5 and 3. So as a sandwich inequality, we're going to say little number, -5, always a less than. Now technically it should be an equal to because -5 should be included. We just don't have the symbol, so don't worry about it. We're doing the domain, so talking about x's, and then always a less than symbol, big number is 3. And you would type that right into your quizzes box, no spaces, -5, less than x, less than 3, hit enter, and it'll tell you you are correct. All right, so you can click off of here and then scroll up and it'll show them the answer. And I just say, please don't put spaces. So you should type that in right as your answer, -5, less than x, less than 3. And don't capitalize x, because it'll probably mark that wrong too. All right. Now again, I put that just God forbid somebody put spaces. I don't know. I don't know what you're going to do, even though I told you not to put spaces. I just tried to give another alternative, God forbid. All right, if you go to question 6, I'm going to have you guys do this one. It's the exact same graph, but now I want you to find the range. What are the y values that live on this graph? You can click on it. Again, I don't know if it makes it better or worse, but makes it at least bigger. Just click on that.
I'm
It
clicking
won't
on
let
it and nothing, it went away. Like literally, like I'm clicking and nothing
you.
happened.
Oh, it must be frozen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, if
Can you scroll up or down again? That's weird.
I know, it's very weird, I don't.
Yeah.
It popped up for a second, now it's gone. So if I refresh it, it's gonna screw it up?
No, hit refresh. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
But we have to be on, yeah, that's impression. Yep.
Yep, now it's gone. As I clicked on it. That's so bizarre.
All right, guys, use your Spidey vision and,
Hold on. Let me refresh it,
read
and then
the
I'll just
order.
hold the mouse there. How's that?
all right, yep. Sorry about technical difficulties here. All right, so we got the range, right? You're looking for the y values, all of them that live on this relation. And again, I apologize if it's too hard for you guys to read here. You'd be shocked how hard it is to find a nice picture to put into these assignments.
Oh, you put the pictures?
Ah,
yeah.
Google.
No, I can't even imagine.
Google, give me a nice circle. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, if you're looking at this one, the y values up and down, right? The lowest y value that lives on this graph looks like it's -1. And then all the way up to a y value of 7. So all of the y values are a number in between -1 and 7. So little number, -1, always a less than. Again, technically it should have an equal to symbol, but we can't have that symbol. We don't have access to it. Now here's my fear. You guys are so used to talking about x's just in general that a lot of you will type x here. But we're not talking about x. We're doing the range. So you have to make sure that you put a y. Because if you put an X, it'll mark you wrong in the sense that we're not talking about X's. We're talking about Y values. And then always a less than, and then 7. No spaces, type that right in, and you'll have the correct answer, okay? All right, if you scroll up, they should be able to see it. All right, so there it is. Again, no spaces. I did give another option with spaces, but hopefully you won't do that. All right, and then question number 7, I believe, nope, not yet. All right, soon we'll get to the math. All right, so nothing has taken really any math yet, right? All right, look at this one. Rewrite the following statement into an ordered pair. Do not use spaces. Again, I did this on the Jamboard. You guys have to understand the way this works. In pre-calc, they'll give you a lot of information in function notation. You have to be able to translate that into a graph. So remember, if it says f of 4 equals 7, remember, 4 goes in as x, and 7 comes out as y, right? This is f of x. X goes into function f, and it spits out a y value. So if I wanted to write this as an ordered pair, 4 went in as x, and 7 came out as y. And you would just type that with no spaces, and there's your ordered pair. I know it seems silly, but just take an easy quiz question. It is important that you understand what this translates to, okay? All right, question 8. I don't know if we get to a math question yet. Nope, not yet.
Oh,
It's all right, and I do it all the time. It's hard to stop at the right spot.
well, I don't think I can.
You might have to use the thing on the sideboard.
There you go.
All right, so this one says, given the graph of f of x, find f of -2. Well, guys, normally we find f of -2 by plugging -2 into some equation they gave us. They haven't given us the equation yet. We don't need it because we have the graph. So if you click on the graph or hover over it, you're literally trying to read when -2 goes in, what number comes out. So guys, when x is -2, right here, find the corresponding point that goes along with it right there. And what is the corresponding y coordinate? It is -3. So that means f of -2. When -2 goes into this function, it's going to spit out a -3. We have no idea what happened to -2 to make -3 came out, and we don't care. All we know is that's what the graph says. So guys, if I asked you, what's f of -3? Well, when x is -3, who's the corresponding point? What y value comes out? 1. The answer would be 1. Just read it right off the graph. Is everybody okay with a question like that? Everybody's good? Okay. All right, we'll go to the next one. Now again, don't type x equals. Literally just type -3. Please don't put x equals for any of these. So if you scroll up, I think you'll be able to see that your answer is just -3.
This is number 9.
This is 9.
Do you want me to go back to 8?
No, if you click
scroll.
off of this, I
Okay.
think we're clicked on it right
I
now.
can click show answer. Oh, wait.
Can you just click onto the actual quizzes itself? Yeah, here we go. So if you scroll down to number 8, yeah, just -3. That's all you want. All right, now go to number 9.
Can I make it bigger again?
I'm gonna read the question first.
Okay.
Unless, if you click on it, the question comes with it.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So here's number 9. Given the graph f(x), exact same graph. Find the value of x for which f of x equals 4. So again, you're trying to find out what number went in to make a 4 come out. So if you are somebody who hates function notation, don't forget, you can always cross f of x out and put y equals 4. So you're literally trying to find x when y is 4. So go to your graph. Here's where y is 4. There's actually a dot right there when y is 4. What is the corresponding x value that goes along with it when x is 0? So x equals 0, which you're just going to write 0. That's the number you would have to plug in to make a 4 come out of this function. Now again, if we pretend the graph did this. Now, when y is 4, there's the point. Who is the corresponding x coordinate? 1. The answer would be 1. So you're just kind of working it backwards, all right? Is everybody okay with a question like that? All right, again, if you ask me, I'll do this all day. I don't got to do any math, all right? All right, so again, you would just put 0. Don't put x equals. I try to write it, but, you got to read that too. All right, now we're going to 10. Here's the math. Finally, let's do some math. All right, so here we go, guys. Given the function f of x equals 3 minus 4x, I want you guys to find f of -5. Since we don't have a graph to look at, we're going to have to algebraically find this. So again, what does it mean to find f of -5? It means to go to function f And this is what happens to an x when you plug it in, plug in -5. And then it's a PEMDAS problem or a calculator question. All right, so this is, let me just get out of your way. So plug in -5 and see what number comes out. Right, we're plugging -5 in right there, so it'll be 3 minus 4 times -5. Now you're either going to plug that right into your calculator and let it do the whole thing for you, or you're going to PEMDAS it. PEMDAS says to multiply first, so 3 comes down. -4 times -5 is positive 20. 3 plus 20, 23. The answer is 23. When you plug a -5 in, a 23 will come out. Just type it in, no x equals, no nothing, just put 23, call it a day. Everybody good? Nice and easy? Okay. Go to number 11. All right, so guys, number 11, I just gave you a new function, g of x, and I asked you to find g of -4. So again, I'm going to give you guys a second to find g of -4. Just be careful. You are only squaring x. This negative sign is not included with what you square, so do not put it inside the parentheses. So, that's what it looks like when you plug -4 in for the x's. You're either going to plug that into your calculator the exact way I wrote it, or you're going to PEMDAS it. First we square. -4 squared is 16. 16 times the negative sign is -16. -3 times -4 is positive 12, and then bring down the +8. All you have to do is add this in the order they appear, -4, and then +8. And your answer should be 4. Okay? So again, don't type anything else, just type 4 in, call it a day. That's your answer. Are you guys okay with that here? Yeah? Everybody home, are you okay with that one? All right, again, sometimes the negative out in front, people end up multiplying first, squaring, and they get a positive 16, so be careful. All right, let's go to 12. Number 12, I gave you two functions. First, I give you f of x equals 1/2 x minus 5. Then I give you g of x equals 2x squared plus 5x minus 10. I want you guys to find f of -6 plus g of 3. Guys, this is 3 problems in one. First, you have to go to function f, plug a -6 in, get a number for that. Then, completely separate, you're going to go to function g, plug a 3 in, get a number for this. Then you're going to take the two numbers that you got and add them together. So just treat this as 3 separate problems, okay? And just make sure you plug -6 into f, and make sure you plug 3 into g. Follow the letters. First, we got to find f of -6. Then, we got to find g of 3. We need these to become numbers. Okay? If you double check with me, when I plugged -6 into function f, I got -8 out. So that's going to be -8, and then I'm going to add it with whatever I got for g of 3. When I plugged 3 into GMX, I got 23 to come out. So I'm gonna add a positive 23. What's negative 8 plus positive 23? It's 15. The answer to this is 15. So again, don't try to do them all at once. It's like 3 separate problems that you want to take care of. All right, last question.
That's good.
Yeah,
Trying to get up.
that's perfect. That's good.
Okay.
All right, last question. I give you a function, and this is a typo. It should say equals. F of x equals 4x minus 7. They want you to find x. So what number has to go in to make f of x equal negative 39? So what they want you to do, they want you to plug negative 39 in. But you guys have to be better than that. That's not how you are given an input. If they wanted you to plug negative 39 in, they would have said find f of negative 39. But they didn't. They want you to find out who went in to make this function spit out negative 39. So we don't want to plug it in, we want to set the function equal to it. So when is 4x minus 7 going to equal negative 39? Who goes in to make that come out? And then we just solve a nice easy equation. So let's add 7. We get 4x equals negative 32. Divide by 4, and x equals negative 8. But you're not going to write x equals. You're just going to write negative 8 as the answer. Okay? All right, so guys, that's pretty much everything we did with functions in a nutshell. At home, do you feel okay with functions? Yes? Okay? Here, anybody have questions for me on functions? Okay. All right, so guys, just remember, in a few minutes, any minute now on Google Classroom, there should be a link that pops up for this quizzes. Click the link. It's the exact same 13 questions in the exact same order. Type these answers in by 11:45 tonight, and your homework is done. Tomorrow we'll review the second part, and then we'll quiz Wednesday. All right, I just double check. Did you double check the attendance or anything like that? Let me double check the attendance before I dismiss you guys. Jalen, so on Google Classroom, I don't know if it's there yet, but any minute now, there should be a link for you guys to click on that will take you to this exact quizzes that we just did together. All you have to do is go on and click in your answers. So it's really simple. I do the review with you, and then you guys put the answers in. My Google Classroom just never wants to load. But if it's not listed there yet, guys, it's going to pop up any second. I scheduled it to pop up at the end of class. So on Monday, 11:23, it didn't load yet, but there will be a link to click on. There'll be an assignment that says quiz review number 1. You just click it, and then that assignment will be your link. Here it is. So it should have posted. So in your 2-1, 2-3, there should be a link. Give me a second.
Please pardon the interruption. We have one bus change this afternoon.
Yeah, click the web link, and it'll take you to this exact same quizzes, the exact same 13 questions in the exact same order, and put the answers that I just told you in. All right? All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Guys, yes, have a great day, guys. What's up, Jalen?
Bye, guys. Have a good
The
day.
after school program thing, like the day after, because I gotta do that for my English teacher.
So I don't make it mandatory. I mean, if I'm gonna make it mandatory, I'll give you guys a heads up. Right now, I'm using it as anybody who wants to come for extra time.
No, I'm talking about my English teacher. She said I do. I don't know how to get it.
Oh, just go back to your Google Classroom for that period and click the exact same link that you always use to join her meet.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetie.
Miss Hardy.
What's up? Is that you, Jack?
Yeah.
What's going on?
So I just typed in number 5. Wasn't it -5 and then like the
Less than X, less than 3?
Yeah.
Somebody in the last class texted me that it's marking them wrong.
Yeah, I got it wrong and I got the same thing I always.
And number 7.
So
I don't know what it is, and it's giving me, like, I sent a picture to the other kid. Like, I sent a picture of what the accepted answer is, and he sent me a picture of his answer, and they're the exact same thing. I do not know why Quizzes is marking it wrong. I have a feeling it has something to do with whatever you're using for a negative sign. But just text me if that happens, Jack, and I'll fix it on my end, because I don't know why it's marking you guys wrong, because I can see that your answer is correct. I can see what you type in, but for some reason quizzes is just giving me a headache today. It's marking them wrong, and I'm assuming it's something to do with the dash.
Okay,
Oh, but thank you for telling me, and I will definitely fix that on my end. So when you go to put, if it says it's wrong, I won't mark you wrong when I go to put the grade in.
okay.
All right, thanks, Jack. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know what's it doing, but it isn't. What's up, Mackenzie?
This is probably a dumb question.
Nothing is. Wait, Mackenzie, hold on 1 second. I just want to stop recording.